Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're embarking on a pretty exciting journey, taking a deep dive into the incredible world that opens up with a U.S. passport. We're drawing from this fascinating source, Global Journeys with a U.S. Passport. And really, our mission here is simple. Give you a shortcut, to being well-informed about some really attractive destinations. We're kind of organizing it by the experiences you might be after, culture, nature, that sort of thing. And here's where it gets interesting.
And jumping right in there, there's actually a crucial, very time-sensitive detail for Europe. Starting in 2025, U.S. citizens are going to need an ETIAS. That's the European Travel Information and Authorization System. It applies to most countries in the Schengen area.
Oh, the Schengen area.
Yeah,
Yay.
exactly. That zone of, 27 European countries, where they've basically removed internal border controls. So this ETIAS, it's an online registration. It's not a visa, but, well, it's absolutely essential if you're planning a trip there.
Okay, that is a really vital update. Good heads up for anyone thinking about Europe. And speaking of Europe, it just offers this unparalleled density of history and art, doesn't it? Take Italy, for example. People call it a living museum. And you really feel it. It's not just the big things like the Colosseum, but how ancient traditions are still, woven into modern life, exploring Venice canals, seeing Michelangelo's David in Florence, or just soaking in the Amalfi coast views. It's incredible. And for Italy, like other Schengen countries, that ETIAS is key starting 2025.
Indeed. And that connects nicely to France, too. Beyond the Eiffel Tower, there's this elegance, amazing art, the food. It's pretty striking how you can go from the huge scale of the Louvre to the, sheer opulence of Versailles. Then you pivot to Spain, and it's all about these amazing contrasts.
Oh,
Yeah, like Gaudi's architecture in Barcelona, which is just wild. And then the deep Moorish history you find in Granada, at the Alhambra, or Cordoba's Mosque Cathedral. Plus, the whole tapas culture is just something else entirely, a discovery in itself. And again, both France and Spain fall under those ETS rules for 2025.
right. Okay, so from Europe's deep history, let's maybe shift gears. How about Latin America? For that call of adventure and, lush nature, Costa Rica comes to mind immediately. The biodiversity sanctuary.
Zevi.
Exactly. It really lives up to that pura vida motto, that pure life vibe. You can walk across hanging bridges way up in the Monteverde cloud forest, see the Arenal volcano, or explore Tortuguero National Park, which is just teeming with wildlife.
Okay.
And the best part? No visa needed for up to 90 days. Pretty straightforward.
And another really compelling place there is Peru, often called the cradle of empires. Obviously, Machu Picchu is, it's the big draw for many, a mandatory visit, you could say.
Sure.
But what's also fascinating is seeing how that ancient history lives alongside modern life.
Yeah.
In Cusco, for instance, or even in Lima, which is now, a major global center for gastronomy. Amazing food scene. And
Right.
Peru is quite generous. You can stay up to 183 days without needing a visa. Allows for a really deep dive.
A really immersive trip, yeah. Okay, and thinking about vibrant experiences, Asia. It's got that amazing mix, right? Ancient traditions meeting futuristic tech. Japan is such a perfect example. You've got the crazy energy of Tokyo's Shibuya Scramble Crossing.
Oh,
And then just a train ride away, the utter serenity of Kyoto's temples, all connected by those incredible bullet trains. It's quite the contrast. And again, no visa needed for up to 90 days for U.S. citizens.
and then there's Thailand, the land of smiles. It draws you in with, the golden temples everywhere, those picture-perfect beaches in Phuket or Krabi, and things like the ethical elephant sanctuaries, particularly up near Chiang Mai. For entry, it's pretty easy, too. A 30-day visa exemption if you fly in makes a shorter trip very accessible.
Good to know. Okay, finally, let's touch on cultural connections, maybe a bit closer to home, linguistically speaking. The English-speaking world, the United Kingdom, obviously.
Yeah.
England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. So much packed in. You've got all that royal history, Tower of London, Buckingham Palace, and then these legendary landscapes. Stonehenge always blows my mind.
And this brings up another entry point, similar in concept to Europe's ETAs. For the UK, you don't need a traditional visa for stays up to 6 months, but you do need an ETA. That's an electronic travel authorization.
Ah, okay. ETA.
Yeah, it's a digital permit you have to apply for online before you travel. So another thing to plan for, just to make sure entry is smooth.
Got it. So, listening to all this, it's clear the options with a U.S. passport are just vast, almost overwhelming in a good way. This deep dive really shows that the choice depends entirely on what you, the listener, are looking for in a journey. History, nature, cities, tradition.
And if we maybe connect this to the bigger picture, Think about it more broadly. It really does raise an interesting question, doesn't it? With all these incredible places just waiting, what kind of experience is genuinely calling to you next? And maybe, how does knowing all this shape your own future travel plans, your own deep dives into the world?
That's a fantastic question to leave people with, a really provocative thought. We certainly hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights, maybe sparked some ideas for where that passport can take you. Definitely take a moment to think about what stood out most to you from our chat today.